Every little step I take. To every little step I make. Will be together. Come on, every wait, one of these is the light. I know it, dude. That's a fan. I'll read that right now. I need the light. I need a light. Turd. I believe I found it. Now, which way turns it on? Ah! Put it back where I put it back, put it back. Why is it green? Why is it green? Why is it green? Yo, why is it green? Is it like the lens or something? Why I gotta be green? Is there a reason it's green? Jesus, man. Well, I guess it's green. Now where am I? I guess just put that shit up here too. Boom. So, watching this video, I saw this one dude. I don't remember his name. I don't really care, but he was talking about how he doesn't like different, like he doesn't like when people say small talk, like that they can't have small talk, or they're like they prefer deeper conversations, and so that's like apparently it's like just a business thing that he's talking about, where it's more of a corporate ladder type of thing, I guess. I would assume, but that was his thing of putting it out there, saying that, you know, people that say that they prefer deeper conversations are people that are afraid of something or whatever. I just felt like it was straight slander, to be honest, but and you know, slander for the slave corporation type. But that's just my mentality, because it's just like what I was hearing. Like I said, I don't know, but the way I heard it was just like. So I put, like, you know, I wanted to talk about it, because it's like I didn't even want to comment on it because it didn't feel like. But apparently I really wanted to write about it, so I don't know. But I put small talk. What's the subject? Like, if we doing something, like, I can understand, because I would say that I prefer deeper conversations. So I don't see how me being having a preference is an issue in any way, shape, or form, and how that would impede me from being able to have a conversation with you in any shape, form, level, fashion, or way you ever, the way you want to have it, you know, any way you want it. You know what I'm saying? However, and is everything just for you to be cool with me? Or are we learning to build? Or are we building real relationships? Or are we wasting time, because the real intelligence is to speak to people no matter the level, but not completely lose yourself, because it doesn't make sense when you have to deal with people even if you don't like them, it's not about not being able to talk about the things. It's realizing that it's not for me. The better of anything, I would say it's not for me. The better of anything of significance. It's insane to me to have to sit with this and and sit with this to what is, to me, I would say, nonsense. We can do it, but the time it takes and how random it is, like, what are we doing here? Again, collabing is great, but being cool with people, which is what I'm saying, is good, but to be into a realm of small talk, it feels friend zone-ish, because the people you really want to deal with, that's your business. So deep talk is small talk. And small talk is deep talk. So it's like, so you don't have to circle over and over if these people are really for you. So yeah, small talk is good, but only because it's not. Like, nobody likes it, but you kind of have to do it because it is a space filler. It is all these things that kind of do build it up. But if I already have, so to say, and it's not really, and we really might not connect like that depending. Oh, we really might not connect like that depending on the subject and how I just kind of like. And I didn't really proofread what I wrote. So, and how long it takes to do. But it's really a spark. People, deeper. It's a spark with people. Deeper is usually gossip. Okay, I can see what I did. I put it, but it's really a spark for people that you really like are cool with. But people's deeper is usually gossip or seeing they bullshit, not building for real. So like when it finally comes to build, like finally seeing a person past all that small talk, which I'm saying is people are saying they're advocating for it, because there's a lot of people that know about the deeper realms of life and all this stuff and are capable of giving it, but it is difficult, and that's why they stay quiet and keep to themselves. And it is a little slightly, I'll say, it is a slightly more difficult. It's not as easy, I'll say, to speak to people, and it's not because I'm incapable of having a conversation or being able to advocate or express or give to you or whatever the case. There's so many layers and so much smoke. Speaking of smoke screen, dude, there's so much smoke in between us as human beings, if you will. Gotta check it. There's so much smoke between us, if you will, that it's something that I don't have to think about, or like I don't even have to, like, it's a presence. And I can just, and I have all the information I need. And so when it comes to having to, it's not the intelligence, it's not the intellect and being able to do it or whatever. It's like that. I have a lot more when it comes to being deep, if you want to call it deep, because I don't see it as deep, and I would think a lot of people that are smart enough and intelligent enough don't see it as deep either, which perplexes me because it's really small talk, which my point is, because if you really think about it, really everything we say is small talk, unless you're just giving out straight up like trauma dumps, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother debacle. That's a whole nother field. But outside of that, it's a trust thing. Outside of that, who can you really give your real information to, even if it is, what I'm getting at, not that deep, even if it's not that serious? Simple things you would even think you could, I could just tell this person fucking anything. When it comes to giving them something light about yourself, something easy, is actually half the time is what incriminates you, because you think, oh, it was just small talk. Yeah, I like to go to the fucking coffee shop with Susan on threes days. Yeah, that's what I like to do. And guess where Patrick, Jim McClone, Holmes, and Bibba Bone, guess what they like to go do at this time at 3 o'clock in the motherfucking, and it's like, like, and that's all you need to know. But, well, I saw them hanging out and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 and I don't think that's a good fit for us or something. Let's get them fired or whatever, or whatever the case. Or I heard that they said, because when they said this, and then this person was associated with whomever, and so now, and it's like, nah, man, nah. So that's what I'm feeling is my point, is get you caught up more than anything. So it's like, that's why small talk is usually avoided in the first place. It's way more than being just uncomfortable with having to deal with the person and talking about the weather or how your life is going today or whatever the case, or how how your sister, cousin, baby mama doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, cool, bro, and that's all great and dandy. I really don't need it, because there's small talk. There's energy that you can give that gives off the energy of small talk to me. For me, if us just sitting together, we can, if it was really that serious, we can meditate together and then we would understand all the stuff we would need to know about each other, and boom, we'd be good. But you know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's what you do half the time. You meditate with people. Like I say, most of the things you do in life, you're meditating. If not everything you're doing, everything, I'll say, everything you do is meditating. And it's how you're breathing into these meditations. Is what energies you're putting into the meditation state you're putting. So when you go to work, when you're typing away, when you're fucking, you know what I'm saying, doing jump rope classes, whenever you're doing, you are meditating. I don't care what you're thinking. If you're watching wet paint, you're meditating. I don't care what you're doing. You scratch your knee for 20 hours, you're meditating on scratching your knee. You're putting energy into it. So it's like, I can just be within the presence of somebody and get enough of the energy of what's going to go down or not. We don't only have to talk. It's incriminating, if anything. That's way more of what it is than, are you capable, and it's this, and you're rude. Because he broke that down, and he said that too. And it was just like, for some other thing, it was just like, I can't remember. Like I said, I just didn't. I was like, but it was just weird. It was just weird to like bring up, dude. But like I said, it was more of a corporate thing. It was more for, but it was hitting all the points of like spiritual people. It was kind of funny how like single thing he was saying, you kind of can refute it because I'll do it, but it makes sense that he's saying what he's saying. Like, it's things you can do that you really can't apply, especially if you have a hard time speaking to people and being able to have said small talk, which I said again, it's not small talk, it's deep talk. But since most people have a hard time going deep and they choose to stay within that small realm, it's like I said, it's funny when it's just deep. It's just gossip and stuff and about people, and that's not deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? It doesn't intrigue me. Okay, but like I said, are we building here? Because it doesn't build my mind. Now that's most of the time why I don't like. It's like, we can build off of small talk, but are we purposely building to do that, or are we just trying to get over on each other, or what's the goal in doing that? Because like I said, if it's already the case, we're already in the place, we already got the spot going, we already here, we already know what's up. You met me here. We already doing this here. There is no real small talk to have. Most likely we ain't got time to talk. If we're so focused on what we need to be doing, there ain't much talking to be having. And if it is, it's about what we doing. That is the deep, and it's all right there. So it's like, I didn't see it. I don't see what, it's the whole, small talk is important because it's the gateway to building. Life is a fucking gateway. How about that one? We got so many walls and acting like we're so cool with talking with each other, but I guarantee you, it's like, it doesn't make sense. And that's the whole way. He was like, the whole real stuff. And it's like, what do you mean? So, because like, let me see. Shows weakness that you can't handle my realness. Sounds snarky corporate because it doesn't fit with the overall of how everyone should feel. So now I have to once again put myself in a space to deal with you. When I feel, why can't you put yourself in a smaller space to deal with me? Why can't you, or broaden your space to deal with me? Why is everyone? Because, and it's like that again. It's not me saying, but it's like if we're looking to project this world forward into something, or in and then out of something, get in to get out of something, so we can have more intellect and intelligence on what we were in the first place. I forgot my damn point. So me giving. So what? So what is it on why I'm unable to give when I'm in a certain space who I really am, because I need to now hide so you can feel more comfortable about the interactions that we have. Now that's because it's the weirdest thing for me, because I'm uncomfortable. We're having this conversation. We're trying to do this whatever thing, but most of the time, like I said, it's more on you judging me on what I got going on and how I look and how I dress and how I sound and how I talk, and by me not choosing not to put up masks because it feels ridiculous to have to continue to try to conform to something just because you think that's how the world works, because that's how your world works. So like I said, I think that shows weakness within you. He had other points, and I could go back, but that was the ones that I could just remember and go on. But it's like, who we fitting this into? Cause now I kind of want to even go back, dude. This was funny. I wish I could find it, man. I don't think I could. I don't know how I would anyway. Jesus, dude, it irritated me to hear. It's just like, man, people, bruh. It's like, I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, I mean, these are the reasons why we have such a hard time really getting ourselves out, because now, once again, we're being separated and alienated because we choose to see that there's more to life other than just trying to get small talk so you can go get a nice job to fit into around other people that are too afraid of themselves. I was hoping I saved it. I don't think So yeah, him saying that sometimes you need to be respectful in certain situations for certain people, and saying that, yeah, let me, because that's what he said. He said that you need to be in certain places, but it's like that's so like, well, how, what in what space, like, again, it's so. I think that's why it's so ridiculous that I'm even speaking on it, because it's like, it's so what's the word, when you have a anecdote. It's anecdotal. It's so anecdotal. But yeah, I think that's interesting to bring up, and it's like how, because he said, like I said, the whole thing of he was saying it is like how are you, he said that three things bad communicators say. I don't want to play the actual thing because I don't know people, but here are three things that people say. He said not that you're not an introvert, extrovert. You're just awkward. It's a smear campaign that you're an anti-extrovert just because you need to recharge after a social setting, just because you don't want to stop non-talk 24/7. I don't want to do that either, but it doesn't mean somehow I am both neither of the same thing. So that, I don't know what that even meant. And said he really hates his preferred deeper conversation with every good friend you've ever had, every great relationship you've ever formed in your life. At one point, you didn't know that person at all. Stop blaming that person and instead work on yourself. How are you interacting with them to get to a deeper place? See, it's like, I just, it doesn't make, it doesn't, it's like, what is even this? Because, and like I said, I'm bringing it up because this is where everything's going, to where it, like I said, it feels like slander like crazy. Like, not towards me, but I just know that somebody's gonna have a real offense to this and actually be like, because like it's not easy, and it does. Like I said, it's saying that you're a bad communicator, but it's not easy for certain people to get it out. The fact that those people that like him, like saying this stuff, can't come to terms that people are like this and prefer deeper conversations and all this other stuff that goes so deep into what, to why they say what they say, and just go, oh, because you can't do it, don't, it's like you need to go. It's like, dude, maybe it wasn't, maybe it was them, maybe they were too surface level, maybe they were whatever, because that doesn't make sense that I'm able to see this surface, be there, have the small talk, but crave the deepness that nobody is really, like, they don't want to go there. That's more of what it is. So my point is that yes, we can have it, but again, like I said, how much longer until we actually get to a point to where we can have deep, like us do? Most people that are bored and be ready, dude, craving conversations, be ready. He said, but I cannot, in the last one, he said he really hates this, I cannot stand people who hide behind this veneer of always trying to keep it real or not wanting to be disingenuous in social settings. Just to say that you have no respect for the people you communicate or hang around, and leave it at that. Being true to yourself and your actual identity is incredibly important, but at some level, you just have to be respectful of the environment you're in every single social environment. Even the ones you have with your close friends has social norms. They're not a bad thing. They're not an evil thing. In my opinion, that's because I knew it, and that's why stuff I say, and that's why I'm breaking stuff. In his opinion, I kind of find it disrespectful for people to just show up and say they're just being real when in reality they're just not minding the norms of the space they're in. Dude, you have to go, because I feel like it's like saying that there's a box that you need to be out of when there's no box and you're already good. It's like, dude, we're talking, we're whatever, and I think it's you're very fragile, and you feel like, because like I said, there's a lot of people that I never think they would be cursing up a storm, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and they be having like a respectful business. They be reputable people. You know what I'm saying? They be like people that be like they own stuff, and they be like ridiculous human beings. What is a social norm? This is why I said I wanted to bring it. I think it was the real thing because I think it's just the fighter in me. I can't help, dude. I can't help it. I be ready to get. Well, I ready to get at anything, dude. Just. But it's like, man, you can't be putting stuff out like that, man. Is what I mean. It's ridiculous, and like, think that it's okay to say, oh, the social norms. There's nothing normal about this world. So what box are you expecting for us to step into and be comfortable with being in just because it's of your opinion? Like I said, I don't know about the first one with the anti-extrovert, introvert, whatever. That's just whatever, I guess. But those other two is why I think I really like remembered and wrote on them, because that's only two I had to go back on the video. I knew I saved it, dude, but it was just like, bro, like, man. But it doesn't make sense in my opinion. Exactly in your opinion. Why put someone in a box because you can't handle the fact? Like I said, there's some people, like I would, again, they don't know how I feel. There's so many situations I know, they don't know how I would feel. They say outlandish shit. And I just, take it. Like, it's just like, not take it, but it's like, what do you do? Like, there'd be some old people or it's like something or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And they'd be saying outlandish shit. And you just, like I said, you just take it. It's just kind of like hearing, somebody shouting in the streets. It's just kind of like, okay, that's what that is. It's like it's a weird thing, I think, for me to hear it. It might have, but it's like triggered something for sure. But it's like, I've always had to, in my mind, conform myself to others. And already do. I think that's what makes me so irritated about a lot of in life. It's kind of like that. You told me to do it, now I don't want to do it. Like, I already had in my mind that I was gonna do it, and now you're telling me to do it, and now I gotta fucking not self-sabotage because I don't want to do it because you told me to do it. Ah, man. So it's kind of hard not to get on. So I guess I was a little, but it's like, seeing that and already knowing that life is like this, but seeing the results of what it looks like and what it means and what it feels to try to, fucking be a normie. I've never been about it, and me, in the back of my mind, I've never been about it, if that makes sense. I've had to play things in the forefront, but I've never been about it. And so, like I say, there's definitely times to respect people, but for the most part, if you are dumbing yourself down, slowing yourself down, piping yourself down for other people, that's where that whole humble energy comes from, and you don't need to make sure you stay modest. It's like, that's what that is, and that's why I feel like I had to say it. It's like these corporate people, these people out here in this world that think just because you have to look good for them, because that's what those people up there said that that's what you need to do, man. And so now you got to tell the people that you think it's ridiculous that they prefer deeper conversation because they're too afraid of something, or they can't handle I guess bridging, I would say, a gap between the insecurities, the feelings, and the coping mechanisms, which is really what it is, to be able to have that safeness to be able to have and go into deeper conversations like that. I get that it's a big old coping thing. I get that it takes all that to do it, but it's just, like I said, me conforming so much and seeing it, I look at it and it's like, it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. They like you or they don't. They're gonna be cool with you or they're not. If they did what they, if they left, they left. They left because they didn't give a shit. They didn't care. Because I know for a fact that if so, and it's so. I know for a fact that if I want to do something for somebody, if I like somebody, if I really care for someone and all that stuff, I'm gonna do until it's done. I'm gonna do what I need to do for that person. Sometimes it's to my detriment. Sometimes it's not cool, but it's just what it is in my heart. But I've heard, you know what I'm saying? I thought about stuff like this, man. It's like, yeah, man, but I just do what I can when I can. So it's like I said, I've seen it play out, and those people don't really care about you. They need to move on for a fucking reason. So if you give them all the deep talk, all the small talk in the world, if they're not for you, they're not your energy, they're not going to be around much longer, no matter what you said or not. Yeah, I don't like that, man. No part of that did he say be yourself. No part of that did he say try to figure out to find who you need to find for you, so you can then be comfortable and you don't have to worry about trying to fit yourself into supposed small talks. It's necessary. But if you don't have other energies and ways of thinking and knowing how to move through life, to not really have to deal with people that are only in the world of small talk, or only need that type of coping mechanism to make it through, to be able to try to talk to you or do business or this, that, and the third. Like, how much longer does it take for you to just feel comfortable? What else is it? Because to a person that ain't got time for it, are we doing this or not? Are we trusting each other or not? Are we doing this? Like, and that what I'm saying is that would already be in the script. But because, like I said, there's so much smoke between us, that's way more of what it is, and why we have to do all of these things, and why we can't just go ping, 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 ping. You know what I'm saying? All that the good work, and planting and seizing people's minds and doing what we gotta do and things like that. Like, it's like that part is what don't make sense to me. What else? What else? What else? It's like, because like I said, I guarantee you it ain't gonna go nowhere. You just gonna be under somebody's butt sack, bro. Yeah, I think it was mainly clickbait. That's in my mind. It could have been dudes just, whatever. I don't know what he was doing, but it felt clickbaity to me. It felt, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I know how to trigger people. I know it didn't feel like, let me give some real game or something like that. Which I'm sure people can take something from it, but it ain't nothing for real, for real. Like, we already know we need to have small talk. We already know all that stuff. So it's like, the other one was just cosmetics, really. You know what I'm saying? But the one that got to me was, I prefer to. He knows what he's, bruh. He knew what he was doing. And I know that, and that's why I don't matter. And that's why he don't matter. But that's what I'm saying. But yeah, man. And I hope that pissed you off if you seen this. So yeah, man, this is weird. Like, like I said, I'm not able to give myself to the world how I see it, or how I want to give it. But, you know, clearly you can give all the things that you want to give the way you want to give them. It's like, I'm going to give them the way I want to give them too. And if I feel like you're an asshole, you're an asshole. And you're not letting me get to that point that I have to tell you that you're an asshole, that you're being an asshole. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to fuck up the function. Me either. I don't have to get crazy in there either. Nobody wants to see that. So why can't we be cool? So my point is, am I sensing something that ain't? Because that's what we get into. It seems like, for me, like I said, control and all this other stuff. Why are we getting to the point to where I feel like I gotta tell you something like that? Well, my realness gotta be brought out. Well, I really gotta tell you, because I don't always have to be like that. I don't have to always be like this, or whatever the case may be at that time. But just so happens that you decided that it was time for me to be that way. Whose fault is that? That's just like somebody slapping the shit out you, and you don't, somebody cursing you out, and you're not you try to put bumpers on life, bro. That's why I read from seeing all that. That's why I'm, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to actually play the video, because I don't know how that works. But I just thought it was weird. I just thought it was interesting. Like I said, I know, man. No person on this planet is taking somebody slapping the shit out of them and being cool with it. I'm like, yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. It's like, where's the disrespect where I can't go do what I want to do in conversation, speak like I want to speak, talk like I want to speak, be real like I want to be, like I can't continue to do my brain, dude. We can't, that's how people be taking themselves out. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. We gotta be so boxed in. We. Yeah, we gotta be so boxed in, man. It's just like, and that's what I was saying. I don't feel like anything I even went over and all this stuff I said. I feel like just random stuff. Like, is this? I would consider this small talk. I'm sure certain people in my family feel like this would be small talk. You know what I'm saying? This ain't deep. But I'm pretty sure somebody out there thinks this is deep. This is like a lot. This is like, wow. And before I would be like, because I saw that, and I was just like, yeah, oh man. I was like, so well, that's actually not a bad thing that I'm able to not be deep, but be able to take myself to deeper waters, if you will, or deeper spaces and scenarios, or whatever, or wherever, as far as out, in, out, whatever, and still be able to give it simple, like it's nothing. Right? Like it's nothing. So it's like, yeah, give it like it's nothing, and because it is nothing, it ain't much, and that's why I'm always confused on what's the deal with that. Like I say, if you are in the right space, there's not much small talk that can really happen. If that person is really about it, they're already passing and ready to move on into some, so we can, because the excitement, the energy, you're there, everybody's actually where they're supposed to be, and you can give that energy to where, hey, how's the weather? And fuck that weather, fuck the weather, fuck the weather. All right, yeah, dude, what are we doing now? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we already got all that. Like, we can sense it. Like like I said, through time the small talk will happen. But to try to say that that's the main goal, I think is ridiculous. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere anyway. If that's all we're gonna do, small talk. People how's the weather all day, every day, and still don't know shit about themselves or other people. Neighbors be knowing each other for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Still don't know shit about themselves or them. But for all of them 60, 50, 60, 30, 60, 50, 60 years, they knew how the weather was every single day. Knew how the weather was. Weather cool, man. But never made it past it, because I guarantee you, we're not going to talk about it. That's my business, and that's what we got going on. We can't. So it's like, what's that? That's not what I'm looking for. So clearly, me having to listen to advice from a person like that, I just need to not be around you with people like you. Because my realness will not be feared. It will not be looked at as anything. It will not be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to look dangerous to people. I'm not going to, if anything, they're going to want more of me. They're gonna like what I'm giving them. So it doesn't make sense to me. And yes, like I say, I get what he meant by, well, yeah, in certain settings. But it doesn't make any sense. You already know that. Well, don't you know that? So it's like, duh. Like, you don't talk to your mama like you talk to your daddy, like you talk to your uncle, like you talk to your sister, maybe mama, uncle, jazz dancer, teacher, mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't talk to. So that's, of course, the norm. So I don't. If that's all he meant, but it's like, whereas I can't get off the fact that being a person that has, like I said, been through all of those things and tried to conform themselves and not getting out of that whole situation and seeing that it doesn't go anywhere and you actually want it, but nobody really is at those levels to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just now getting in on the internet and seeing certain people that I would actually feel like I would be way more comfortable with if, you know what I'm saying, we ever had the chance to really meet up and stuff like that. Like, I'm just now getting to that point because it's like, yeah, we could do this, whatever, but most likely we're going to talk about stuff that we don't think is deep. But I guess y'all would call it that. But we're going to get into that. And that's going to be the most breeziest, easiest thugger girl ever. Like, it's going to be the coolest thing ever. Like, easy, you know? So it's like we already have an idea of what we're doing. Small talk is for other people you most likely will rarely ever deal with. Like, legit, this is why we have to do this, to build a rapport. But half the time, like I said, is to be used against you. And I ain't, man, it's never for you. Like I said, for me, when I look at it like that, dude, that actually gets you caught up. you start slipping, dude. Cause I'd be like, nah, what we, and that might be what it is. Cause dude, what we doing here? Cause you ain't my friend. What we doing here? You must not be my friend. What we doing here? Cause we should already have some connections where we can already have all that going on. So like I say, if those people left, they wasn't for you in the first place. It was never, no matter how much it looked like they were for you, it weren't for you. So to try to win somebody over with some nonsensical, trivial, impossibly hard to get past ridiculousness, it's like I'm all about it. We can do it. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like we can. I got no problems doing that. We can make it happen. But it's like I'm trying to do stuff, dude. Oh man. And we do it, and you know what I'm saying, and we don't even build nothing, and I don't know you no more. And there was no point even. There was no point in the first place. So it's like, yeah, I guess I ain't saying much at this point. But yeah, it's not that and I'm only speaking for myself, of course. That any of those things is, it's not that I'm not able to do any of those things. Because of course I'm speaking on myself, for myself. It's not like I can't do any of those things. But it's like, I guess if it makes sense to you, man, I guess if it makes sense for you to have to do this, but I already trust myself. Like, I already trust me. So when I go to talk to people, it's like I said, and that's why I've learned being burnt so many times, because I'm so open to be cool with people and realize I gotta, like, it's unfortunate. Cause I know, man, that's the number one rule. Half the time, man, you want something done, you ain't talking. When it's time for action, in any capacity, rarely will they be talking. If anything, a whole lot of panting and sweating. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, but minimal talking. So when real shit's getting done, real stuff is happening, there ain't no talking. There ain't much talking happening. So especially not no small one, so. There would be a lot of screaming and yelling, you know what I'm saying? There'll be a whole bunch of screaming and yelling. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say I'm not really, not really coming at what to do for what he said necessarily. As wanted to put my 2 cents on what I thought, because like I said, I like to speak on the in-betweens of things. I like to get in betweens, you know what I'm saying? I like to get in between things, you know what I mean? Good jiggly cheeks and good shapes and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Good beautiful waters and whatnot, you know? You know what I mean? I like to get in between the things. Between the sheets. Ozzy neck face, you know what I'm saying? All of that good stuff. So that's what I like to do. I think I'm gonna cut it. 50 minutes is a minute. Hopefully I said something worth your while. If not, I don't give a shit. Hey!